playing quite a few things, but the one I'm going to talk about, it took me about 12 to 14 hours to play through it. And now this title is all in capital letters because you got to scream it from the mountain tops and the rooftops. And why are you screaming? Because it's an action-packed first-person shooter with blood, guts, and it just doesn't stop. I'll tell you what it's called. It's called Bulletstorm Duke of Switch Edition. So it's from Gearbox, and it's got that kind of Gearbox style. It is first-person, and you can play the entire campaign as Duke Nukem. Fully voiced by Duke Nukem in all this, hey, I chewing bubblegum and kicking, beep, and there's lots of swearing as Duke himself. I don't know if that carries over to the main character because I did choose Duke. I thought I got the option to play Duke, I may as well play as him. And they've kind of, it's completely tongue-in-cheek all the way through it with the story. The story is very superficial anyway. But the other characters, they keep on referring to you as the original character called Grayson, or Gray for short. And then Duke keeps going, hey, you got mud in your, he swears, obviously you got mud in your ears. My name's Duke. And all the way through the story, they're calling him Gray. And there's an ongoing joke with Duke saying, can't you get my name right? So the story starts in space, and there's this drunken, basically, revenge mission. You've just hit the bottle. You've just cleared a guy off who is from a different ship, and this ship warps in out, and because you're out of your mind on this mind-bending alcohol spice, you charge your ship into that ship in a suicide mission and end up crash landing on another planet. And it takes place on this one planet with numerous colleagues. I won't say numerous, there's about 4 other colleagues who you flit through, but there's always someone, like a computerized AI person with you, showing you where to go, basically. It's a game which has no gyro support. So it's a first-person shooter, and I always love gyro support in first-person shooters. So it's a little bit awkward to get into, first of all, but it is an old PS3 game. So I can basically put up with it, but because of its old kind of first-person shooter roots, it shows that it's very linear. There's none of this open world kind of thing. It's really, really kill rooms, go down a linear path, duck through and into another kill room. And why was I interested in this is basically it's an action-packed, non-stop first-person shooting ride. It's 14 hours of just constant action. And it just goes on and on. And the kind of thing which differentiates this with other ones is that you've got the L button. It throws out a leash which entangles or ensnares an enemy and pulls them towards you. You can use it to interact with other objects on the screen as well. But it pulls them towards you, which then you can shoot them as they come in towards you. Or you can then press the B button to kick them as well. And so you can manipulate the environment a lot by pulling things down, pulling people across into spikes on your right. And by doing these kind of different activities, you get something called skill points. And these skill points, which we call skill shots. So, for example, it might be an easy one, like pull an enemy towards you and get a headshot. But you get 25 skill points. Pull an enemy towards you, but then kick them into a wall of spikes. Oh, you get 50 skill points. And by adding all these skill points up and skill shots, you can then accumulate those points to unlock new weapons, unlock new ammo, upgrade capacities, charge shots, weapons, typical things like an assault rifle, but you can get flare guns, 4-barrel shotguns, a flail gun, which was my favorite, which is basically like a bolas. So it's 2 balls with a chain, superheated chain in the middle, which wraps around an enemy. The bolas is then a grenade. So you press the button again and bang, you can explode certain parts of their body. You wrap it around their head and you can decapitate them. You can superheat the chain in a charge shot, and it goes through a few enemies, cutting them in half before exploding. It's really violent. It's really blood, gore, swearing. There's no point in the swearing. It's just there. It's like watching an Arnold Schwarzenegger 1980s action movie. And the game is just about massive set pieces as well. And it looks good. It runs really, really good. I know it's an older game, like I said, PS3, but they really remastered it, you know. It's looking really good, but it's because it's linear. So all those backdrops, they're just there for effect, basically. But they look beautiful backdrops. Everything else is close to you. It is extremely linear, I said. But there is these massive, massive set pieces, like crashing spaceships coming down while you're blowing the hell out of 14 enemies. You're scaling skyscrapers with anti-gravity boots. You're riding an open-top train chased by this massive, giant armored wheel while Mad Max cars are jumping in and out, and you're blowing up the Mad Max cars. You're throwing grenades everywhere. You're shooting huge fuel reserves to blow up these helicopters that are coming in. You control at one point this huge Godzilla type enemy with a wristband, and you control this Godzilla thing, which is like 20 times larger than you, to go on a rampage and kill all the people in the level while you duck for cover. Really, really nice set pieces. Nice, some slow motion effects and all that while you pull enemies towards you, so it gives you time to pick certain body parts to hit them with. And I really, really enjoyed my time with it, except for maybe the Duke himself. He, after about the first 2 hours of smiling at his retorts, he started to grate a bit, you know. It's like, oh, okay. Every single thing is, you know, Duke of Nukem pun, and then really bad puns and swearing puns. And at the end, you kind of get used to him by the time you've played 10 hours with him, and he's back on side. But I would like to play through this game again, but as the original character, to see if the story is written any better than it is with the Duke himself, because he is not supposed to be in there. And obviously the fun of playing as him is that kind of tongue-in-cheek, I'm not even supposed to be here, he keeps on saying. There are 7 acts to go through, but each act has many, many subparts. Like I said, about 14 hours. And once you complete it, if I do go through it again, when you're going through it the first time, you can only have access to 3 weapons at a time. So you use the D-pad up and left and right to select one of the 3 weapons. And then as you clear a kill room, you'll always come to this kind of like a shop, basically. You leash it, and then you can change which weapon you want to assign to which on the D-pad. When you get the overkill mode by finishing it, you can carry all the weapons in one go and just cycle through all of them, which I might do with the main campaign. Good fun. And I got it for 50% off in a sale, so it was about £12 when I had it. Not bad. Enjoyed my time.
Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good. Yes. I didn't know this was a port. I thought it was a kind of like an indie style game that they just built for the Switch.
I can't even. I'm sure it was a PS3 it came out on first of all. Yes, yeah. But buttery smooth port. They've done a really, really good job. And if that means more ports can come, because there is a cliffhanger right at the end of the game. It's like, I don't think they made Bulletstorm 2, but if they did, I'd be interested in going through it.
Good stuff.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.